Hey guys, what's up? Damascus here, and today we've got a very special video for you. The National Championships are starting this very weekend. 5 leagues over 3 days on 5 different regions, some of the very best players in the world. And I've got 2 guests with me today. One of the competitors himself, Kuba and YouTuber extraordinaire Globku. Kuba, how do you feel about the league coming up this weekend?
Oh god, Reynolds back.
That's all you feel. That's everything you feel about that league is his back.
Reynolds back. All right, I want you to imagine Dragon Ball was my first fighting game, and every week for a year and a half, I would go to this house where I would give Reynolds $5. And that's what my local was. It was just I walk in, I give Reynolds $5, he'd laugh at me, and then I'd leave. Yeah. And then he was gone for a year, and you're like, oh, is it safe now? Are we fine? Is it okay? And then he came running through the door and threw a rock at me as hard as he could, yelling Krillin's top tier, and that's where we're at right now. So that's how I feel about the National Championship right now.
Okay, I feel trauma. I like this. How about you, Globku? How do you feel about this one? I remember seeing you watching through the announcements and stuff. How do you feel about this league coming out, the players, the content coming every week?
Oh my God, Reynolds is back. That's how I feel about it.
Reynolds has more effect than Goichi and Fenrich and Wawa combined.
Oh, dude, come on. You look at the Japanese league and it's all the players you expected, right?
Absolutely.
You look at some of the other leagues and oh my God, Reynolds is back.
That should be really fun. So guys, thank you for joining me. What we're gonna do today is just run through the matches that are coming up this weekend and just talk about what to expect, what matches to watch, what matches you guys are expecting. So without further ado, the week 1 of the Spanish League, that is Friday, it's 11 a.m. PDT, that is 2 p.m. East Coast, that is 8 p.m. Europe, which is also 7 p.m. UK, and 3 a.m. if you're in the Japanese time zone. And we've got, of course, every single week it's 4 matches, all of them are first to 5, so first to 5 is usually a good 25 to half an hour long, so that's a lot of content for you guys. And this is going to be the planning for the first week of Spain. So we got Christian Energy against Gropis, Guinness God against Cuenca Cinco, Kalbu versus Gamba, and Shanks versus Tigris. Globku as a neighbor, is there any match aside from obviously Shanks, because we all want to see Shanks, any of the players in that you're looking forward to watch in the league?
Right. I think when the Spanish League was first announced, everyone was a little bit surprised that it wasn't the UK League or it wasn't maybe the Germany League. So I think the Spanish League kind of has a lot to prove right now. And my biggest hope for the Spanish League is that Shanks doesn't win everything, because that will just be really proving everybody's point. So really looking forward to seeing what these other players have to bring to the table. That said, I am not that familiar with the Spanish League, so I kind of don't know what to expect either.
How about you, Kuba? You've been in Madrid. I think you've played most of these people because they were the Madrid saga. Anything to say?
I would root for Genis God, but he dropped Hit, so he's out of my life forever now. Yeah. Kalbu is my best friend. Okay. And I have met all of these players. I've played them all just in casual matches over and over. Gropis actually beat me at Spain Saga. So he is an incredible player, and I am not even sure who is going to win any of these matches. I definitely think Tigris has the ability to beat Shanks. I think Gamba can beat Kalbu. I think Senka can beat Genis God. Gropis can beat Christian. All of these are wild card matches because there is nobody who studies matchups harder than the Spanish League. Absolutely.
These guys, they play all the time. I know you've mentioned Hits, Kuba. There is actually another Hit player in this league. It is Cuenca. Cuenca currently plays... That's probably my favorite team in that league. He plays Hit, Janemba, and Cooler. That is a composition I've never seen before. You reckon that's a good composition for a Hit team, Kuba?
I don't know about Hit Janemba, just because I don't know that much about Janemba, but Hit does love low blocks and assists, so the Key Blast assist or the Sword assist, either way, should work very fine. And the C assist, I'm not even going to begin talking about C assist. And Hit plus a defensive assist like Cooler assist or the anti-air assist are both great options for him. So I think either or, just perfect team synergy. They allow for the side switches that you need. With Janemba, you can get them to the corner whenever you need them to, and you can get really, really good level 3 setups off of all 3 of those characters. So I think a Hit on that team can go a very, very long way.
All right. So one of the guys I want to focus on as well for this weekend, it might be a bit of the wild card for this tournament. I think it's Gropis. So you mentioned him, Kuba. He's an extremely strong player. He does so well. He's really young as well. And this is actually a guy who cannot play in much of the Spanish tournaments because they're played on PC and he only played on PS4. And he actually got a PC for the league, right? The Spanish community helped him out in getting a PC for the league. Every time I played this guy, he played the funkiest team. He played like back in Season 2, he played Jiren, Beerus, Zamasu. He always played like weird team like this. You know he's gonna be entertaining, but we all know that we like watching wildcards. Would this be someone you would cheer for naturally, Globku?
Yeah. At the same time, I think the game is in such a good spot right now that those wild cards of a pick are not that much of a wild card anymore. Yeah. You got Beerus now, and you have players like Sonic Fox saying that they're top 3. You know, so in a way, I think it's really great that we're seeing more character variety and we're seeing a lot more characters in a competitive space. But it's also not necessarily the low tiers anymore, right? Yeah. These characters are strong. I think they might trip up some players because they are not as used to the matchup as they are to the traditional top tiers. Yeah. So that will definitely be interesting to see. And I'm definitely hoping for a lot of character variety, especially from the Spanish League here.
I think the Spanish League is one of the most various as well. There's another player that I really want to watch. It's Gamba. Gamba is a Ginyu master. Gamba is one of the men who originated the famous jump H cross-up that he does. He can do it with a billion different ways. I don't know how he does that. You know he's gonna hit this. Kuba, you probably played Gamba like in Spain, right? The player you like.
I got body swapped by Gamba. I definitely have fought Gamba. He made me believe more in Ginyu in Season 2, especially when nobody else was really believing in him.
Yeah.
And I think Ginyu has the potential to be incredibly strong this season. All the Japanese players are saying he's top tier, top 5, like out there, just because there are so many different ways to get body swap now. It is a much more viable game plan than it was before. And since Gamba's been playing this character, I definitely think it is an option to be looking out for him right now. But Kalbu is playing Hit, and the Hit Ginyu matchup is definitely in Hit's favor.
Yeah, that should be an interesting one to watch. And of course, I mean, we don't really have to say words about El Padre. Shanks is the absolute favorite. You've said it, Globku. The guy that we're more gonna look forward to. Can anyone in this league beat him, rather than will he, be there and be able to win? I think it's a guy like I'm always happy to watch Shanks. So Spain is gonna be on Friday. Remember the times are 4 games, 4 first to 5s in the players. Then the next day is that might be like my favorite league personally in terms of like the different players and stuff. Is the French league, an absolutely ridiculously stacked league at the moment. And these are the 4 first games on the French league. We're starting with Jilla against Noka. Then we have Kane versus Yasha, Kaiden versus Silverblades, Wawa versus Kasuga. Globku, the floor is yours. What do you say about these 4?
It might be my favorite league too. I'll be honest with you. If anything, I think your live streams with Wanted have proven that the French league, the French community has come miles since the offline tournaments, and they might have the best players right now out there. And looking at this stacked league right here, I have to highlight Jilla versus Noka as the first matchup to look out for. We have top players in every single match, but that's probably the one I'm most looking forward to.
This one is going to be a very close one, definitely. These guys, of course, all of them play a lot. You've talked about Wanted. We've got the 2 Wanted champions in the French league. We've got Jilla, who won 10 times in a row, and we've got Kaiden, who's currently at an impressive 18 win streak. Gonna be absolutely ridiculous. Jilla, Noka, interesting one. Kane, Yasha is something I'm looking forward to. Kuba, have you ever met Yasha actually, or seen Yasha play?
I have seen Yasha play. I've never met him, but it doesn't matter because Noka's gonna 5-0 every other person.
That's the fun. That's the fun I like. So we got them. Yeah, go for it. Sorry, Kuba.
I love Noka. I just love him.
Noka is boys. Like, he's an extremely cool guy. We've traveled with him around the world last year. Looking forward to do that again soon. Then I think, an opposition that I'm really interested in is going to be Kaiden versus Silverblades. So I think Kaiden, I mean, right now I don't need to introduce him, especially right here on my YouTube channel, because you guys watch him wreaking havoc every single week, on Wanted. But Silverblades, if I had a word to describe Silverblades, I think Silverblades today is what Kaiden was 6 months ago, which is like the guy, maybe like more than 6 months ago, maybe like about a year ago, which is the guy that everyone's like, my god, this guy is a threat, he can beat pretty much anyone, but he has not reached that maturity yet. He plays Nappa, and what a crazy Nappa he has as well. You reckon he has it to take Kaiden down, Globku?
Kaiden about a year ago, it was in the Spain saga. He walked up to me just as a fan of a channel and asked to play some casuals. And I did not know Kaiden at the time, and he made top 8. But what I'll say is the Kaiden that I see today is not the Kaiden from a year ago. I will be very surprised if Silverblades takes it here, but the league is all about consistency as well. Kaiden will be consistent. The question is, can Silverblades come back after a defeat from Kaiden? But if he gets a win here, that will be a massive morale boost for sure.
Absolutely massive upset indeed. And of course, last but not least, is Wawa versus Kasuga. Wawa, of course, I mean, I don't need to introduce him. He's the one everyone is looking forward to watch. He finally got a good connection. He's been training online. But let's not rule Kasuga out, because Kasuga is, if I just take the wanted history, he's the only player, along with Wawa actually, who got Kaiden to 6 games. Both of them lost 7-6 to Kaiden in Wanted. I think this stat is enough to just give the respect Kasuga completely deserves. A match we're all looking forward to, but after Friends on Saturday, we fly all the way to Kuba's home. Look at this guy. Look how cute his picture is. Man like Kuba, full of drip, full of sauce. Kuba versus Savanovic Sabres, Supernoon versus Jonathan Tene, Chris G versus Reynald, the classic, and Apology Man versus Cloud 805. Kuba, what do you think about this little unknown rising player named Kuba?
I think he mashes auto combo quite a bit, and he's definitely labbed more auto combo than anybody else in the world. To the point where I have had Apology Man hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, what's the second hit of Jiren's auto combo on frame data?" And I'm just like, -3.
This is a man who knows what he's talking about. And Kuba, if you were Kuba, if you put yourself in Kuba's shoes, right? How would you play against Subatomic Sabres? What would your approach be?
Playing against Subatomic Saber, so Sub has been playing a ton of net play during the unpleasantness that has been happening currently. So this man is no stranger to playing online right now. And he actually made, which I think is a huge misstep on his team. He actually swapped, for those of you who know Sub, he plays Vegito, Cell, Gotenks. And he actually swapped Gotenks Point and Vegito Anchor. Yes. And I think Vegito Anchor is terrible. It's so bad. So if I kill, if theoretical Kuba kills Gotenks, the game's over. Because there's no way outside of staggers that Cell can open him up, and Vegito the same. Exactly. Because Vegito lacks real mix options on top of that. As long as Kuba stays resolved and able to hold those stagger strings, then he should be able to beat him out.
I like the professionalism on this one. Shout out to Kuba, of course. Wish you good luck on this one. And I'll definitely tell, I think Jake Ryan and Romanova will be on commentary for this one. And I'll tell them to make sure they just roast you every single time you get opened up by a team that doesn't have Gotenks. Then, multiple games, of course, check on this. I think one of my favorite games of these 4 Globku is Apology Man versus Cloud 805. I haven't seen these guys play each other for a while.
That's an old school top 8 right there. That's like a season 1 top players meeting back after 2 years?
After Marvel, after whatever.
Final. Yeah, and if we go even further back. But yeah, Apology Man and Cloud 805, definitely a match to look out for. Can't wait to see what these players' levels are now at a competitive at the highest level possible. We've seen them as content creators. We've seen a lot of their matches lately. But not at this level, I don't think. It's always some fun casuals here and there, and some ranked. This is something different.
It's definitely one that I'm looking forward to watch. Of course, the other two, Supernoon. No need to introduce him, of course, not the best out there. Again, Jonathan Tene, who I'm looking forward to see, because I watch him on different streams. I see him doing well, but that's a huge opportunity for him. And then, of course, Chris G versus Reynald. We've pretty much introduced Reynald at the beginning of the stream. I just have a question for you, Kuba, because you might be more informed than me on this. Who the hell does Chris G play right now?
Chris G is currently playing, and I know this sounds ridiculous. He is playing Gogeta Point with C assist.
That's what I heard.
He is playing mid TN with A assist, Anchor Frieza with C assist.
That's it. I'm a Chris G fan again. Thank you very much for talking about the West League. I'm actually looking forward. That one's gonna be funky teams, right? One of the teams on Reynald's side is Android 16, and Android 16 team is playing right now, so that's perfect timing. Is Android 16, Krillin, and Roshi, and against him is going to be Gogeta with Frieza and Tien. That's looking ridiculous. Of course, don't forget to make sure to tune in on this.
He's not playing Roshi Anchor, is he?
No.
He's playing Krillin Anchor. Okay.
Because one word, rocks.
Yeah,
Rocks.
Rocks are live. The two Rocks are live. So that's going to be an exciting day for the Western League, of course. We're going to move to the next one. That is going to be Japan. Probably the most stacked league in terms of just on paper. Goichi versus Tachikawa. Maddo versus Banbaban. Kazunoko versus B. Fenrich versus Matoi. Just like, would you be able to give me just one match to watch among these four, Globku?
What is this? Like, how do I you
All-Star
can't
games.
choose. You can't choose. You gotta watch Japan. Like, what a joy. What a privilege we have to have these 8 players compete against each other week in, week out in first to 5 sets.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch so much Japanese Dragon Ball fighters. Question is, at the same time, like I think we have some of the best players in the world in this league. It is stacked. At the same time, who can beat Goichi?
Well, listen, I'm going to give you good news. There was a tournament yesterday in Japan, and both Goichi and Fenrich lost round 1. Do you know why? Because it's called PlayStation 4 Online, and everything can happen right now.
No.
Well, of course, no disrespect. Goichi and Fenrich, of course, like they've been dominant regardless, but it's true that I think the only thing that holds Japan a bit back is that they play on PS4 Online and not on PC, so they get these extra 2 frames of lag, and in a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ, where Dragon Rush exists, 2 frames of lag can be an absolute deciding factor, so I think it's going to be a slightly different league to watch, but players
especially
who are ridiculous.
For players who rely so much on defense, because I have no doubt they'll still be able to hit confirm to pull off their combos, but when it comes to blocking, those 2 frames are going to make a world of a difference.
It's such a huge difference, and on top of that, Japan actually lacks access to PC Dragon Ball. They don't have an ability to get it at all.
Wow.
So Bandai Namco probably pulling that out eventually, up that defense for all the Japanese players.
That would be nice, because like we know that we want to see them full force. Of course, they've been training a lot. I know that a lot of the Japanese players, they're taking kind of a hiatus from the game because, like, you know, no offline and everything, and PS4 offline is not necessarily the thing they wanted to play. As soon as the league was announced, all of these guys immediately got back to playing absolutely hard. Tachikawa plays Goku Black Point right now.
What?
Goku Black Point along with hits.
No.
That's like.
Stop.
Listen.
Tachikawa, no. Tachikawa, please.
I'm looking forward to see this. I'm actually looking forward to see a lot of the teams. I know that Maddo has not changed teams. I think a lot of them don't really need to change teams, considering that their characters are still good. But of course, there is Goichi's mystery. He's played Ginyu. He's playing Gotenks right now. We don't really know who is gonna get it, and that's gonna be also the question, right, for the entire league. Who can beat Goichi? Who can beat Fenrich? I think these players must be happy about one thing: that the current, like, one of the online kings in Japan right now, Hiro, is not in this league. And I think Hiro could beat all of these 8 on a good day. Like, he's done it on online tournaments. I think it's a sigh of relief for these players, Kuba.
I absolutely agree. But I do think that all of the people picked here completely deserve it. I mean, I believe all 8 of them were in the top 16 of the world tour.
Unlike that Kuba guy on the US, right?
Yeah, like Kuba was not in finals, right?
Like, what was that? What's that pick? I don't get it.
He plays hit as well. Hit's low tier. He doesn't even play hit with C assist. Imagine being that kind of guy.
Wow. Dude, and look.
You can see Kuba's face getting redder, like more red.
You need to look in the mirror and take a good look at your life and stop it. Because me and Obi have both gone on the record to say this. Hit A assist is a top 5 assist.
Of course it is.
That good.
Of course it is. And I know you're going to be happy for this, because Tachikawa used to play hit C assist, and he finally saw the light and he switched to A. Shout out to Tachikawa. That league's going to be ridiculous, of course. It's Japan. It's Sunday morning in Europe. It's Sunday evening in Japan. And it's like very early morning, or like DJ hours for America. If you guys are like West Coast, Cuba, it's like 4 a.m. for you. Hope that, you will be there to watch it. A great one. And last but not least, on Sunday, later today, we fly to another absolutely stacked league. That's gonna be the East Coast League. The Kill Sage versus Mambalamba. Hook Gang God versus a Mini Assassin. Lord Knight versus Double L. And No Kami versus Nitro. All 4 of these matches are absolutely explosives. But I want to ask you this, Globku. Having No Kami, who's like at the moment one of the most successful Dragon Ball streamers and content creators, he's been around like crazy, he has huge success and he completely deserves it, put a lot of work in. He's going to face arguably the most dominant player in the online scene in the East. If you check the results of all the online tournaments and you give them like points, like World Tour points, Nitro is the undisputed first.
Yes.
On that list. Do you think that's something enough to scare the master of the dungeon, No Kami, Globku?
That's a great question. Well, you got to look at it from the other side too, because all eyes are on Okami as the top player here.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone who's been following the offline scene knows half of these players, the half on the left, right?
Yeah.
So Nitro Bros must also be feeling that pressure of entering the dungeon and knowing the pressure that he has on him to beat Nokami. But yeah, I think Nokami is able to keep a cool head. That said, is that enough to beat the king of online? We'll see.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. Of course, all of these sets are ridiculous. Hook Gang God against Mini. The kills I remember, I remember a PS4 City of Mayhem where Mamba Lamba sent the kill Sage into losers actually that day. Mamba is a ridiculous player, of course, but Sage has been working hard. He's been training and streaming daily sets against like Sonic Fox and stuff. Kuba, can you beat a guy who trains with Sonic Fox on a daily basis?
Absolutely. I think it is completely possible to beat anybody that trains against anyone as long as you work that hard as well, if not harder. And if Mamba's putting in the hours and being able to train as hard as to kill Sage, if not harder, then there's definitely an opportunity. But overcoming Deskman, oh my god, it's going to be huge. He's not only the best Broly of Season 2, but we saw huge Broly buffs in Season 3, and now To Kill Sage is going to scoop up the competition and make them taste the dirt.
And plays base Goku as well. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's gonna be so good. Of course, our boy Hook Gang God, who recently said he's moving to Vegeta Blue. I'm not sure if he will commit to this one for the league because he's been trying Vegeta Blue out, has been like really buffed. I think for me, the only question mark on this is Lord Knight. I have not seen Lord Knight play that much. I've watched him like, streaming, training and playing online, but I have not seen playing in like a tournament environment and everything, facing Double L, who also is one of the guys who's winning like pretty much all of the online tournaments he enters, except the ones where Nitro is in grand finals, which is like a huge stat as well. Being Lord Knight, a master of offline, someone who's known for many games, coming to this matchup sounds like a trap, Globku.
I think he definitely exists in a sort of a separate bubble where he's just kind of playing on his own. I do think he played Cloud recently. I think I saw a video on that recently. But yeah, it kind of feels like he's not really entering that many tournaments. Not that I've seen, at least. I believe he's playing Go Tanks now, but that might have just picked him up to make some restamp tutorials and gone back to his other team. But yeah, I think Go Tanks Roshi was the last time I saw him play. We'll see if he sticks with that.
Yeah, that should be an interesting one to watch because we know that Lord Knight on his day can be absolutely ridiculous, and I know he's been training, and of course he plays the very buffed Go Tanks. All of this match will be ridiculous, and all of them, guys, are this weekend. Do make sure you tune in on twitch.tv/Dragon Ball Fighters. By the way, the East Coast one is going to be commentated by Yipes and Bum this weekend. We also have Coustix and Posey. I'm super happy we could get so many of the community commentators in the rotation to have like a healthy blend with the people who've, helped the tournament scene stay alive, because we wanted a blend between the people we know well from the World Tour. So, we've got myself, Tyrant, we've got Yipes, we've got Romanova, but we also got the guys who've been working hard throughout 2020, and they needed that chance there. And of course, your boy, Kuba, Jake Ryan is gonna be there on commentary for you, which I know, makes you proud for this. Before I leave you guys, I just want like one statement for you, which is, what's the league you absolutely don't want to miss this weekend, considering the games, Globku?
Oh, France.
Yeah?
Hands down, France. The French league is definitely the one I'm the most hyped about.
Yeah?
I agree. I, too, want to watch the Noka League.
I like that. I know Noka, if you're watching us, I know you're going to be happy for this. But yeah, guys, that is the full breakdown for this weekend's Dragon Ball Fighters National Championship. Every single weekend for 7 weeks in a row. Do make sure you follow our boys. The links are in the description for both Kuba and Globku. Of course, these guys, grind, they stream, they put content on YouTube. Do make sure you support the boys. Kuba, Globku, thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. And I will see you on the stream this weekend.
Of course.